Lord have mercy. People talking about Bortions and selling coola and other things and burning coola. Oh God. Woo, we're gonna talk about this after the 30s. Too much. Too much, I tell you. Lord have mercy. Come on in. Come on in. Woo, come on in. Tracy, I don't care about that man. I really don't. I really don't care about that man. I really don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't. I really don't care. He gonna find himself somewhere he don't want to be. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. But come on in, boo boo. We got other things to talk about. First of all, just we yeah, he is, but I don't have time to mention him because this is more deeper and this is honey, it's just too much. Now this is old B set the stuff right here. So yeah. Baby, people talking about abortions, um, hot pockets, girl. They talk they talk about hot pockets. Ooh, Lord. Ooh. Oh, Lord have mercy. So let me go on here. So I did his serious Bayless. Hold on for a minute. So I did his serious Bayless. Ooh, Jesus. So first of all, Sirius Bayless spilled tea on herself, and she put it all out there before she came with the whatever it was. So Sirius Bayless said that she sold coola once, but it was to the men that she was with. Okay, she said she sold a little coola every now and again, keep the lights on and stuff. Okay, work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Sirius Baylor said she used to be a little street pharmacist at one time. Um, but she said when she had her little baby, that changed. Thanks for my child. Okay, she said she changed her little ways. And Sirius Bailey said she learned to read at 22. Lord have mercy. So she told it all. She told it all. Girl, you couldn't read, but you knew how to do them numbers and you knew how to do math and stuff. Okay, you knew how to count though, because okay, all right. So Sirius Bailey told on herself. Ain't no friends on YouTube. Ain't no friends on YouTube. And Sirius Bayless let folk know it ain't no friends on YouTube. Oh, she said a lot. She said a lot. So she spilled a little tea on herself. Cool la la. It's cool la la. So then she said somebody is scary. And we heard that from Shirley. You know? So she, because Shirley said people were scary too. So we hear that. Sirius Baylor said that folk be talking about people. People ain't balling like they say they are. They say they don't got good credit and their truck still tow up. That's what Sirius Baylor said. My God. Sirius Baylor started talking about them STIs and STDs. She said people done had a boatload of it. She stopped herself because she was getting ready to go a little deep. She said she was getting ready to go a little deep. And she was not pleased with QI. QI, is you all right? QI, is you all right? I'm just asking QI because y'all was doing a lot of licking and a slurping and slurping and a licking, and y'all was doing a lot of coola la swapping. But that's what Sirius Bailey said. And she said people done have abortions. She said they done have abortions and stuff. Um, Lord have mercy. She said IHOP Gate was the first fight. And she said the only reason why people scared because they think you got some power. She said you scared and all you're gonna do is call the police. And she also said that you was on YouTube. She just didn't want to call your probation officer because y'all was cool. She said you bisexual. She said you're not a lesbian. She said, you trying to play both sides of the fence. Sirius Bailey said a lot. And what Sirius is saying is, now let me say this. Y'all know how these storylines come. So I don't know if Sirius Bayless is trying to get some clicks and views and they planned this, or I don't know if this is a real fight and folk ain't happy. I don't know. But Sirius Bayless is saying that you say something if you want to. Do what you need to do. She said, because I'm not scared of you. Okay? Sirius Bailey said, if you bad, like you say you bad, she said, stay somewhere for 30 minutes. Baby, it's gangster over here, baby. It's dangerous out there. It ain't safe in these streets. So Sirius Bailey said a lot. And she said you lie a lot. And she said you dox your own folk. She said your friend you dox, and she was in jail for 100 days because you called her because she was doing a substance that she wasn't supposed to do. So it's a lot. The fact that it has been made public about the abortions just leave me puzzled. It ain't it, baby. It ain't no friends on YouTube. And then she alluded to VS mama. She said, why you ain't talking to your mama? Why you ain't talking to your mama? She said, tell us about your daddy. And then she started talking about that brother and why you trying to get your brother off for things that he's done. Ooh, but it's giving me P Valley realness. It's just a lot of things going on. First of all, she said she did a little wet. She said she said she did a little wet when she was young, but she don't do wet no more. And she said she slang a little, she was a little street pharmacist for a while. She said a lot of stuff, and she said people up there talking about they rebukers because they don't want to be rebuked. It was a lot she said. And it was almost like I dare you to say something because I got more where this came from. And she said that, pretty much paraphrasing, people are scared of you, but you ain't nothing to be scared of. Now I'm gonna say this. Sirius Bayless is saying that this is what I got in my spirit. Now I don't know what y'all got in y'all spirit, but this is what I got in my spirit. She's saying that this person is like the Oz, and people are scared of Oz because they don't really know Oz. But if you really find out who Oz is, you're going to lose all respect because all it is smoke and mirrors and big booming voices. And they won't let you get close enough to really see who they are because if you do, then you're going to find out that they're really not who you think they are, according to Sirius Bayless. Now that's what it's giving. Honey, I got Oz, honey. Ease on down the road. You got to be green. Never be caught dead in red. Huh? La la. Okay, I'm feeling the Oz, boo. I'm feeling odds, and I'm not talking about the prison series. I'm talking about Dorothy by Diana Ross, Scarecrow, Michael Jackson. Okay, that one right there. And she said that you Richard Pryor. Girl, she said you Richard Pryor. You up there doing smoke and mirrors, but you ain't really all of that. Now that's what I felt. That's what I got. And she said she ain't scared of you because she really know you. Oh my goodness. So now that's what she said. Now, look, she looks like she sounds like she's pretty serious. And she said she don't have to lie. And I agree with a lot of you all because why you putting your stuff out there first? Susie, I guess Susie told the people that she taught that lady how to read, girl. She said the girl said she learned how to read at age 22. I'm like, girl, 20. I thought she was gonna say 12. Girl, she said 22, but you gotta read sometimes, okay? Now, she may not knew how to read no book, but she knew how to read them paper, that paper, them coins, and them paper, that paper. She knew how to read that paper. Okay. Bailey said she could read until 23. Girl, okay, I thought, child, I was trying to give her 22, girl, because it's close to 21. But she learned how to read. I couldn't even read. I couldn't write. Baby, what's that poem? The Negro Mother. Yes. Oh my God. So, and she said Bayless lived a hard life, but she said she got good credit. Okay. She may not be able to read, but she knew how to count. Baby knew how to count because baby said she got good credit. So it's a lot going on. And Bailey said a lot. And I think she got a lot more to say. So, like I said, I don't know if Susie gonna say something or not. Now, she said that you tried to act like Ask April was a liar. And she said now she kind of believe Ask April because she said you a liar. Baby, it's a lot. And Bayless is saying a lot. Bayless is saying a lot. And you would never think that Bayless is gonna go left. But again, see, these people don't understand. Ain't no friends on YouTube. And the closer you are to these people, and the more you get close to them, the more they have. Mm-mm-mm. Baby diving, it got deep. It got deep real quick. On site April. Now Bailey said that Susan said she saw on site April crack pipe. And Bailey said, well, show us the crack pipe. But Bailey said, I believe you lying. And she said, that our I believe that on site April is telling the truth. Not Ask April, but on site. Somebody said VS not gonna say anything directly. She gonna go around planting seeds and throwing pot shots here and there. Predictable. Well, y'all know Shelly said she was scary. And a lot of people said she's scary. And that's one big thing Bailey said too. Bailey said, I can leave my house. She said, I don't have to be looking behind my shoulders. And y'all know Shirley said that she was scared, but and Bailey said that was her first fight down at the IHOP. Ain't no friends on YouTube, Tracy. Honey, Dovey said, I'm gonna show y'all girls. Dovey, take a picture with all of the people who went on Dovication, girl. Dovey said she done got on that ship. She said, I stood on the banks of the port of Miami just to see the ships go sailing over you. I stood on the banks of the port of Miami just to see the ships go by. She said, I got my ticket and I got on the Royal Caribbean. All right, come on, Dovey. Dovey, take a picture of all the people. Girl, like a high school reunion picture. So anyway, I just thought it was very interesting because I'm gonna say this: Susie has not been a focus of mine, even when she came back, and then she went on over to that Mo3 sector and some other sectors. But because what Bayless is talking about was B sector stuff, I just think it's really interesting. So, and like I said, I don't know if Bayless is lying or not, but I will say this. Bayless put that stuff out. Bayless said she didn't meet Susan until she was 36. She said she learned how to read at 23, girl. Okay. So again, okay. Bayless said I did sell my coola at once, but it was to friends, ex-boyfriends. Okay. She said she did a little wet, but she was young when she was doing wet. Bayless said she had fibromyalgia. And so Bayless said a lot of things. Okay. But Bayless said she ain't had no abortions. And she said she don't have no STIs. Bayless. And Bayless sounded like she really wanted to go a little farther with that, but she stopped herself because she said it's a lot of them. She had like he was like going to the clinic every other week. You know, I ain't saying that's true or not. That's what Bayless said. Oh Lord, honey. Bailey said I had to. She said, but when I had my child, thanks for my child. She said she quit that wet. She stopped selling that coola, and she stopped being a street pharmacist. She said she still didn't learn how to read, girl. I hope you didn't give that baby too much formula. Girl, how could you read? Girl, could you read the cans? You just look for the Infamil. You just look for the baby on it. Girl, how you making baby formula and stuff? I mean, you ain't read the 23. How you help your child read the book? You know, with CJ run, Spot run. Girl, how did you? Girl, you need to write a book. You sound like Miss Pat. You sound like Miss Pat. This sound like a Miss Pat story. Sound like Miss Pat. You sure you ain't a comedian? And then she said that QI thing. She said Susie was dealing with bottom of the barrel. Okay, she said that you didn't have nobody in your stable that was outside of YouTube, and you had to deal with the bottom of the barrel. Now you didn't say this, but I'm gonna throw it in for a good word, honey. Somebody who credit card didn't quite go through. Now, I know somebody gonna say, how you gonna talk about somebody's credit card? Because you know I used the wrong card. But baby, I left with my drink. Okay. I left because I know somebody gonna say that. But this broad was pulling out credit cards trying to buy this lady. And pretty much Bayless said you just really didn't care for the lady. You was just using her. Pretty much. Lord have mercy. Thanks for my child. Honey, Bortions, Tracy. Honey, she said she had 2 abortions. Okay, 2 abortions. Bailey said her child changed her life. Thanks for my child. Changed her life. Girl, she said she couldn't read until she was 23. I mean, maybe she can form words and stuff and spell them out. I don't. Girl, see and say. The cow say moo. The cat say meow. Okay, the dog say woof woof. Ah, girl, she had on nasty piece of C and say, boo. The cow say, moo. Ah, the goat say, bye. Ah, girl, that CSA thing came up in my mind. It came up in my mind. Girl, that CSA thing came up in my mind, girl. Oh, Lord, that CSA. Y'all remember that CSA, Jesus? Oh, Jesus. Oh, ah, oh Lord. The cow say, moo. Girl, she was just pointing to him and just getting it, girl. Okay. She was watching a little bit of Electric Company. Okay. Ah, train. Huh. Uh. But, okay. Girl. Okay. Count Dracula. Girl. It's just a lot going on. Girl, I don't know why that CSA came in my mind. Girl, that CSA came in my mind because I had one and you just point at it and girl, it was a moo. Girl, I don't know why that CSA came in my mind, girl. Electric Company that came in my mind. Huh. At cat. Girl, it was a lot of Great Space Coaster, Electric Company, Sesame Street, New Zoo Review, all of them. Captain Kangaroo, all of them, baby. All of them. I ain't mad. But Bailey said she can read now, though. And Bailey said her credit good. Bailey said that she can go and get that car fixed. Bayless was throwing a little shade because she said, is your truck fixed yet? Baby, let me say this. It's a lot. Somebody said there are people out there who did learn to read until they was much older. I'm happy that she learned. Lorraine Boykins, I am too. I am too, girl. Conjunction, what's your fun? I'm gonna get you there if you're very careful. Conjunction. So if you're happy, hooray, a sad, a frightened, eeks, or glad, interjection. Okay. Oh my God, because I unpack my adjectives. We went into the lair. Dun, 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 dun. Then we saw a big bear. Boom, 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 boom. It was a hairy bear. It was a scary bear. Unpack and unpack my tails. Cause I unpacked my adjectives, baby. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. Okay. Where every place that you can go, every person you can know, you know their nouns. A noun's a special kind of word. Is any name you ever heard of? Quite interesting. A noun, a person, place, or thing. Verb, that's what's happening. Girl. Ooh, Lord, I'm going through all the Schoolhouse Rock. Amen. 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 Ooh, Lord. What's up? I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol. Baby, they don't do Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock really taught you something. Or as the old people say, it learned you something. I love some Schoolhouse Rock. But in all sincerity, I can't imagine how hard someone's life. But honey, she got good credit. She couldn't read, but she got good credit. She knew how to count. How do you remember Zoom? Master Roger, Skipper Chuck. Ooh, I don't remember that one. Oh, Lord. Now look, I'm gonna let y'all get deep. This is commentary. You know I'm all about literacy. I'm glad the lady learned how to read at 23. Some people don't learn how to read at all. But the lady knew how to count money. Obviously, she had a propensity, a knack for finances because her credit is good. Okay, so now y'all can get all deep. and philosophical, baby. This is light today. I'm just saying. They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush, because I like my teeth like this. They call me yuck mouth because I don't brush. How's about a little kids? I got some beef in my teeth and some chicken too. Oh, that's a cavity. Hey, that's new. Well, if you don't brush your teeth, then you can too be a yuck mouth, baby. I remember that. When you're feeling bored and blue, watch out for the munchies. They have a way of tasting you much when you're not hungry. Here, munch this. Here, munch this. Here, you're not so cold, you're fat. Go on out, find stuff to do. Get munching off your mind. So you're feeling great, and the munch is left behind. Baby, I remember that. I don't got all the words, but I remember that from ABC. Child, the muck mouth, the yuck mouth. So anyway, y'all, Lord Jesus. So, what y'all think about what was said from Bayless? Now, many of y'all think that Bayless is telling the truth. A lot of y'all think that Bayless is really sounding convincing. And a lot of y'all said Bayless done put all her tea out there, knowing that the B sector is going to be the B sector. But she said, I'm gonna put it out there because you ain't gonna hold nothing over my head and you're not gonna lie on me or about me. But you need to be careful because you ain't no angel and you're trying to be really like you are, but you got family issues. You don't talk to your mama, something going on with your daddy, and your brother in jail for something, and you know why. And Baylor said you had some abortions. She said you had two. And she said you had some things going on with that hot pocket. She said you had old hot coola, and that's what she said. Now, Trey, that's what we saying. That's what we saying. Mm. Bayless and VS doing this because VS think Bayless following her around from chat to chat. These two will probably be back together come a few months. Okay. I don't know. Vaginal scarring, girl. Vaginal stress. Girl, I don't know. I don't know, girl. I think she was a crackhead. Well, we don't know. All right. A lot of people say she believed. I don't know what to believe. Mm, I don't know. Well, I thought it was interesting. What, Dr. Lashana Rue? Dr. Lashana Rue Brown. Dr. Lashana Roos Brown. What I do, girl? Well, Floribel. Mm-hmm. Baby. Baby. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. I'm gonna say this though. It seemed like Bayless was just saying to me. It seemed like this is just the surface, and so all I'm gonna say is it's just a lot going on. It's just a lot going on. Oh, girl, I just made that up. Okay, it's a bit. I am drinking a little coffee, girl. It's the Memorial Day weekend. Well, I heard a lot, and y'all, like I said, I went to go listen, and Bayless set that thing out. And I heard a lot about that scariness and things, but people be thinking folk they friends, and and this is why I think Bayless is serious. Now, let me tell you with me, I really don't know because people can do anything. But let me tell you why I think Bayless is serious. Bayless said a lot about herself, and she put it out there, and she said she don't really care. And so Bayless like, I'm not gonna try to do this thing and hide my stuff. I'm gonna put it on out there, but I'm gonna put your stuff out there. So I'm gonna put my stuff out there first. But at the end of the day, I own mine. Bayless said I had one baby, and Bayless really hit that up. One baby, one birth, she really hit that up. And Bayless said a lot of stuff. And I don't know if she shared a lot about her family, but Bayless never said why she ain't calling her mama. And she talked about her daddy a lot. And Bayless was hidden that family was seriously dysfunctional. And there were some things going on. And one thing Bayless said too that I did not mention, she said that according to Bayless, now this is according to Bayless, she said that VS said that she was empty. And she didn't know why she was empty. Now Bayless said that. And she said that's why you can do these things, because you empty. And I just thought that was really interesting. So I don't know what the response is going to be. To be honest, I think Bayless comes off as credible, but you can never tell on these YouTube streets. You can never tell on these YouTube streets. She sprayed her own tea before VS could use it against her. Child, she even out at her own fibromyalgia. I knew then Bayless wasn't playing. She put it out there. Well, let me say this. I don't deal with women's reproductive rights. I tell people if you don't believe in abortion, then don't have one. But you don't have any right to tell another person what to do with their body. And that's how I feel about it. And regardless of my religious beliefs, I have no right to enforce my religious beliefs on other people. It's up to me to live my tenets and know that I'm not perfect and everybody falls short. And the Bible says that all of our righteousness, I don't care who you are, if you are born here on earth, if you are a human being, all of your righteousness, I don't care how good you think you are like filthy rags before God. Meaning that tells me that no matter how well you dress, I don't care how many tongues you speak in, I don't care if you hit the church every Sunday and go during the week, your righteousness is like filthy rags before God. It tells me, now, and I'm not trying to be preachy, but I want y'all to get this because people will try to make you feel some kind of way. It's the blood in the Christian context. And let me put that in the Christian context, because we might have people of other religions. So I'm talking to the people who say they are Christians. It is the blood that makes you worthy, not your works. You can't do nothing about it. All you can do is be mature and stay under it. But that's why I don't let people question my I don't let people question my walk with the Lord, because I know that it's the blood that keeps me, not me, not because I play or do good deeds. It's the blood. And when people realize that it's God's grace and mercy and that his blood covers and accepting his gift keeps me, then they'll stop being so self-righteous. Now I'm real on that. I'm real on that. So, I don't play with scripture and stuff. And again, you don't have to like me. You ain't saved me. Nobody ain't take no nails in their hands for me. Nobody ain't been crucified for me up in this beef sector or nowhere else. And I'm glad, like that song said, I'm glad that God made me. Because, honey, if man made me, it would be on and popping. Okay? They'll forsake me. I've been having too many tears to cry. So again, don't you let nobody turn you around. I don't judge nobody's salvation. I may not like some things you do, but baby, you can get that thing right with God the next day. And I'm sitting here acting ugly. That's why I don't have time to be hating people. That's why I don't have time to be hating folk, especially on these YouTube streets. And I'm serious about that. I'm serious about that. And I'm talking about people who do some abhorrent, awful, vile things. But honey, God has the last say. And I don't believe sick in God. God ain't no dog. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. God ain't no dog. God ain't no pet. You talking about some sick 'em, get 'em Holy Ghost. No, Holy Ghost don't do that. But I truly believe I stand back and God will handle it. And truth be told, I be praying people's grace and mercy. I be praying God's mercy for folk. I'm just saying. So, well, Tracy, you can't tell me, but Tracy, she ain't worth going to hell over. See, folk ain't worth going to hell over, Tracy. See, this is why I can come on YouTube and smile, because it ain't worth going to hell over. Now, you can sit and hate me all you want to. You can sit and despise me all you want to. I ain't gonna hate you. I'm gonna love you because I ain't going to hell for nobody. Do you understand me? I don't hate folk. It's too much energy to do that, and I can focus energy elsewhere. But I'm just being real about that. That's all I'm saying. Um, and again, it's a lot of projection going on. But I have heard the scary situation a lot. So I don't know how BS is gonna respond if she don't respond, because truth be told, quiet be kept. I only heard what Bayless said. I thought it was interesting that she put that out. I'm listening to the commentary, and if BS don't respond, I'm definitely not provoking people, because sometimes it's best not to say nothing. It's just best to keep your mouth shut, or if you want to say something, okay. But Bayless said she got receipts and stuff, so we don't know. We'll see. We will see. We will see. So what y'all think? I'm gonna drop this link for a little bit, and I'm gonna talk for a little bit. It's 10 o'clock, but I'm gonna talk for a little bit, and I want to hear y'all comments. Now, don't forget, y'all, Juicycation is coming up. It is not too late. You can still get your room. You can still go. Y'all know that Juicycation gonna be on and popping. You know it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on and popping. And I believe Tracy gonna be there. So if y'all want to see Tracy in her cane, come on. Because, honey, Tracy ain't scared to flaunt it, honey. She said, if you got the butter, you might as well spread it. Tracy didn't say that, but I thought about that. She said, if you got the butter, you might as well spread it. Come on, Tracy. So Tracy gonna be there. Child, she's gonna be gracing us on the conquest of the seas for Carnival Cruise. And the Rider Lips is gonna be there. Come on. Did you see Duchess thumbnail? I didn't see it, Tracy. I didn't see it. No, I didn't. Mm-mm. Oh, child. Okay. Tracy, again, nope. I don't watch them that much. I just don't. Thank you for letting us know, Miss Philadelphia. No, I don't. I don't. I don't. But anyway, it's good. We gonna have a great time. We gonna have a great time. We gonna have a good time. And like I said, yeah. So get your rooms. Y'all know the code. Go ahead and put the code in. And if you want to be a sponsor, we got a couple of sponsors. But if you want to be a sponsor for the spades game, if you want to be sponsors for the reception, if you want to be sponsor for the award ceremony, just go ahead and let us know. Hit yespicturelate@gmail.com. Ooh, Teresa's got a man at home. Teresa's got a man at home. Teresa's got a man at home. Uh. I tell you what, Teresa keeping that man off the camera. You better. You better. Okay. Oh, okay. I just thought, okay. Ha ha ha. Okay. All right. I ain't mad. I'm not. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. Love Blake. Love Blake says she better. Child. Cause these people have a way of finding a man and sleeping with them, girl. And girl, with all of these hot pockets and stuff, baby, and HPs and VDs and EHGs and HIKs and LMNOPs. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out, children. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Work the middle, work the middle, work the middle. New position, new position. Stroke it for me, stroke it for me. Boom, 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 boom. All right, come on. That's an homage to Aaliyah. Rolling, rolling on the river. That's Proud Mary. That's for the riverboat people. Now, y'all, why don't riverboat cruises cost that much? Now, you know you ain't gonna be on no big old ship on the riverboat cruise. You're gonna be going down to Mississippi. And you're gonna be going to some unspectacular cities, with the exception of Memphis. Lord knows you might get shot in Memphis, and you might get starved in New Orleans. But again, you're gonna be coming from Fargo, North Dakota, down to Mississippi, and it's you know you ain't gonna have no shows like Royal Caribbean, and it ain't gonna be nothing but old people on the riverboat cruises. But how about they want almost $3,000 just to roll down the Mississippi? You know, it's because it's old people, and they gonna pay that. I'm just saying, girl, it's a lot. It ain't too much going on. It ain't too much going on. This was interesting. This was interesting. So I just want to talk about it. Teresa, it's a lot of hot pockets, huh? Hot pockets. Okay. Girl, all up in the microwave, all that radioactive. Mm-hmm. So, okay, I guess nobody don't have nothing to say. Ah, and then you had Cola Nixon wife. I mean, you had Nixon wife, Cola Nixon talking about her situation. Somebody up there giving her stuff that she ain't asked for. Okay, people up there spreading gifts that nobody ain't asked for. She ain't ever had the receipt to it, according to Cola Nixon. Maybe she told her truth too. And Cola Nixon sounded like she was serious. That thing bothered me. Again, this man, it just seems like they just trying to take down women who got their stuff together. But anyway, that's me. So what else is going on? Well, look, y'all. I just had to come on because I actually looked at the video and Cola was telling all the tea. She was telling all the tea how she looked in there. She said something in her spirit. The spirit be talking to people. The spirit told her to go check that trunk. And then she said, you know, it couldn't have been old because I've been driving the truck. You know, I had his car. And that dispute, that situation talking about something they went together when he was on the road. Baby, everybody talking about Derek Jackson wife, and I haven't even looked at it. I haven't even looked at it because these women foolish. And she ain't no different than Eddie Long wife. Eddie Long wife knew what Eddie Long was doing, but Eddie Long wife looked the other way because she had that old nasty piece of Rolls Royce car, and we looked the other way. And is it me? Or why is Bernice King separating herself from Eddie Long and she looked like she could play Queen Latifah double and set it off? Now I got a story to tell y'all. Now this is a true story. This is a true story. This is a true story. So I was working for Delta Airlines and I never forget it. So we were greeting passengers as they came on the plane and I was flying with this white pilot. And you know, sometimes you got these goofy pilots who just think they know everything, right? So Bernice King was coming up. And I knew it was Bernice King, right? And the black sister knew it was Bernice King. So the pilot gonna come off and talk about something. Oh my God. He said, I know who you are. Oh my God. So you know Bernice King was grinning and all of that, like She was eating it up. She was eating it up, right? She was eating it up. And I was smiling like, okay, okay, you know, you all excited about the civil rights, you know, Martin Luther King's daughter, right? Right? He said, oh my God, I know who you are. He said, oh my God, you are Queen Latifah. Baby! I had to put my head down. Now, seriously, she did look like Queen Latifah because she had that French roll in the back of her head. And she was giving some Queen Latifah. But oh, I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed. And she had that set it off. She had a sweatsuit on. So you know she was looking like Queen Latifah on set it off. I'm like, okay. But it was deep. She was eating it up at first, though. She's like, okay, okay. She's like, oh my God. He was all excited. He said, you are Queen Latifah. He made it real hard for us on that trip. And she was not a pleasant person at all. As a matter of fact, she sat at the window and her assistant sat at the aisle and we did not speak to her. Everything we had to ask if she wanted a drink, we had to ask her assistant. It was like I was so disappointed. And then I had Malcolm X's daughter, Ilyasa, um, came on and she was so friendly. I mean, you would think that Malcolm's kids would be revolutionaries and mean and nasty. No, they were the exact opposite. Honey, them King cheering. Oh my God, they was just something else. They were just something else. And you know, ooh. And you know what was really bad, y'all? She was going to preach. And I'm gonna tell you now, see, I'm gonna back my story up. And Cruiser could back this up. She was going to preach at Courtney McBath's church, Calvary Revival. I never forget that trip. It was Atlanta to Norfolk, Virginia, and we had a layover in Norfolk, and she was preaching at Calvary Revival, and she was the guest speaker. And we waved. Her assistant was so nice, and she barely put her hand up, like she was above the fray, like we were beneath her. I'm like, okay, see, people don't think. People see, you know, flight attendants see a lot. We see a lot, and some stuff y'all don't see, we see. We see. Thank you, Miss Philadelphia. We be seeing. Let me tell y'all something now. I had Bow Wow on my flight, and baby, it was giving a lot of extra. It was giving me zestiness. Um, It's a lot of stuff, y'all. Oh, I can. Ooh. So we had Roland Martin on the. Oh, so they were having Obama was having his White House correspondent, and that evening I flew the Delta shuttle. I ain't gonna ever forget. So Delta shuttle flies between New York and Washington D.C. It's a 30-minute flight. A lot of people take it. A lot of people live in Washington, work in New York, vice versa, right? So the press correspondence dinner was going on. So it was Alicia Keys, Roland Martin. It was Charles Rangel. It was so many A-lister politicians and celebrities on. And child Roland Martin was sweating Alicia Keys, and Alicia Keys just ignored him. I'm like, oh my God, Roland Martin was acting so thirsty. Anyway, y'all, we seen a lot of stuff. We seen a lot of stuff. But anyway, I digress. I never forget because Alicia Keys sat in the front row at the she sat at the front of the plane where they have the separator, the divider, and Roland Martin sat she sat on the right side of the plane in row, I think it was A, B, C, D. So she had row C and D, and Roland sat at 3B because he was in the aisle. Child, that was a trip. I still remember that. Yeah, yeah. It's a busy. These people. Let me say this though. Shaka Khan was so sweet. I never forget Shaka Khan. Now this is when she did that CD with Mary J. Blige, and she signed her CD and gave it to all the flight attendants, which I appreciated. She was nice. Now she did sleep on that orange juice. Okay, I was a little concerned. She had went to bed. She took a little nap, and she had that orange juice in the hand, and she didn't even drop that. She didn't even drop a drop of that orange juice. Um, who else I had? I had Wendy Williams on my flight, and I know people think Wendy Williams is nasty, but this is when she was married to her husband. Wendy sat in the back row. I think this was a 757. Yeah, because it was two. It was a single aisle plane, so she sat in the back row. Her and her husband sat at the window, and she sat at the aisle. And then her son sat in C, and he didn't have anyone next to him at the window. And they were very nice. She was very nice, and her son was very courteous, like thank you. So I didn't have a problem with Wendy Williams at all. She was really nice. Now that Victoria Gotti, honey, you can throw that whole thing in the garbage can. Oh my God, she sat in the seat with her feet in the seat the whole time. She took her shoes off, and then she had her bare feet in the seat, and she was squatting and she was talking to this man. I'm like, ooh, this is so low rent. So I remember her. We had a lot of people on those flights, y'all. We really did. You'd be surprised. No, no. Now I'm gonna say this. I had Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon was very nice. His son was on the flight. They flying first class. P. Diddy was flying. Okay, when he was Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy was flying from New York to Atlanta. And he signed the manifest for me. He was nice. He signed the manifest. I said, could you sign this for my sister? And he signed the manifest because it had his real name on the manifest, and he signed it when this was when he was Puff Daddy. I hope my sister still have that. So he was nice. Puff didn't say too much. He slept. Now, child, I had Bobby Jones, honey. Honey, I had Bobby Jones. I had Bobby Jones going from Atlanta to Nashville. Jesus, because everybody got to come through Atlanta. Child, when I tell you Bobby Jones was fighting with his keyboard player, and he was fighting with the keyboard player because the keyboard player was mad because he didn't get in first class, and he put the keyboard player in coach. Child, they was fighting like they was together. So I said, I said, Dr. Jones, can I take your coat? He said, finally, somebody with some sense and class. Child, he handed me that fur coat. Girl, I had to have 5 hangers just to hang that one coat up. That thing broke the first hanger. Child, The hanger, the iron part of the hanger unhinged, and then the wood broke. I had to get one, two, three, four, five hangers and put it together to hold that big old fur coat up. Baby, it seemed like they just skipped that thing from a bed, just put it on. Baby, that was the heaviest fur coat I have ever had to put up in a closet. Child, Bobby Jones was giving drama, honey. Ooh, and that musician was mad because he was sitting in first class. Ooh, they were just a hot mess, just a hot mess. Oh my God, them Delta flights. I had Jimmy Carter on the flight, and Jimmy Carter shook everybody's hand. Jimmy Carter is a nice man. God rest his soul. But he shook everybody. Well, no, he ain't dead yet. He in hospice. Um, I had Dick Gregory on and Fauntleroy. Dick Gregory was cool. Dick Gregory them flew coach. Dick Gregory flew coach, and they were so nice. And then I had the Williams brothers on. Was it Doug Williams? No, it was the other Williams brothers. Sweep around your porch. And child, he took the whole it was we didn't have a full flight. It was Atlanta to Jackson. Lord have mercy. So you know when it was Atlanta to Jackson, and he slept in that whole, he took that whole row. And he's a big man. He's a big man. He was big man. Then I had Lisa Leslie. When they had came back from the Olympics, Lisa Leslie flew into New York. Child, she ate. Child, I gave her a whole pack of Biscoff cookies. She ate all the Biscoff cookies, baby. She loves some Biscoff cookies. Come on, Lisa Leslie. She ate all of them Biscoff cookies. I ain't mad at her. She was Olympian. She deserved it, right? So I have fun memories working for Delta. I met a lot of good people, a lot of good people. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, and we met a lot of people on that Delta shuttle. So I would do Delta shuttle because I knew I was going to be home. So it was like a regular 8 to 5 job. All you're doing is turns, going back to Washington, D.C., New York, Washington, D.C. Joyce Brothers was on my flight when she was living. And this lady almost looked like Deborah Roberts, but she wasn't Deborah Roberts. And she always get mistaken for Deborah Roberts. And she was a correspondent at ABC. I can't think of that lady's name, but she was like, I am not Deborah Roberts. I was laughing, baby. But she was fun too. And these people are really nice, and you get to know them, especially if you do that route a lot. And so, yeah. Baby, Lisa Leslie ate them cookies up. I gave her the whole pack, girl. I'm like, here, take the whole pack. And she didn't ask for them, so I don't want y'all to come off that, ooh, Lisa Leslie greedy. But girl, she enjoyed them cookies. I said, let me go ahead. And she had one Olympic gold. She deserved it. She deserved them cookies. She sure did. I had Jacqueline Joyner Kersey on. Honey, her legs was bigger than her husband's legs. I'm like, ooh, she's big. Honey, she's big, honey. She's a muscular woman, baby. Them legs was big. Anyway, so yeah, y'all, I had a good time. I mean, it was good working for the industry, but yeah. So that was my Bernice King story. Honey, he said she was Queen Latifah. I almost fell out. I could see where he would make that mistake, but he should have asked somebody first. Oh my God, he was so excited, and she was not happy at all. She was not happy when he called her Queen Latifah. She rolled her eyes and went right to her seat. I'm like, oh, okay. And when he did that, it made it worse for us because now we had to deal with that. We had to deal with that. So yeah, y'all. But it was like I said, it was interesting, and yeah. So now I don't know how the industry has changed. I will say, when I was working, it was hard to get in. But now I heard it's such a shortage of airline flight attendants that almost anybody could get in. Now with Delta, you could not have no gold teeth in your mouth. I had a friend who really wanted to be a flight attendant, but he had that goal, and I'm like, Delta ain't playing that. And it's not because I thought he was a bad person. It's just Delta policy. Um, Also, too, if you had locks, you would grow the locks after. They were really looking for, you know, clean cut individuals. So, and that's what they did. It was interesting. They would P test you when you start. They would P test you after you finish. Yeah, you could get random P tests. Yeah, yep. Now they don't do the weight requirement anymore, but they have ways of getting you out. Like if you can't run down the aisle without hitting seats, you may not make it. And also, you have to be able to fit in the jump seat without an extender. And so those are FAA safety rules. So you got to go to recurrent, and recurrent. That's when we used to do our doors. Grab, release seatbelts, grab everything. Yeah, that's what we say. Release seatbelts. Wait, brace, 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 brace. Release seatbelts. Leave everything. Come this way, or it would be a bad exit. You hold this door, jump slide, jump slide. We would have to go through and look out the door. We would have to put our hands on the door, back hands. We couldn't use our front just in case the door was hot. And then we would have to release the scrap to inflate the inner tube. It was crazy, and you had to pass that. You had to pass that. So Delta went playing, and they were really serious about safety. It was more about safety than customer service. Yeah, Delta is good. They really respect military, and a lot of our veterans who worked on the ramp when they are bringing a body home, because there's a lot of bodies that come home and it gets really silent, and they wait till the body comes off before they start pulling bags off. I mean, Delta is really good at that, y'all. We've seen so much. Yeah, Delta is really good at that. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Now I ain't never forget we had to fly with a dead body. Ooh, that was ooh. So I guess this Indian lady was trying to get home, baby. She was trying to get home. She knew she ain't had no time left, hardly. She know that Jesus about to call her home, or Vishnu, or Brahma, or whoever was getting ready to call her home. and and she didn't make it, baby. And they covered her right up like she was sleeping until we got there. And they do not declare death in the air. You ain't dead until we touch down and they roll you out. So yeah, and y'all may not know that. And also too, they transport a lot of deportees and criminals on these planes. So if you see somebody with a jacket draped over them, more than likely they are in prison. If you see men dressed up, and you see, like, if you see a black man, and I shouldn't even say black man, but if you see somebody Spanish and see two white guys, or these guys, whether black or white, but if they are dressed like in a tie and then the other person ain't dressed, you better believe it's two police officers, and that person in the middle got them handcuffs on, and they're transporting. Usually they sit in the back of the plane. Child, yeah, it's a lot of stuff I don't know. Honey, she was trying to make it home. Honey, she was trying to make it home, baby. Honey, but she was caught up in the air. But I don't know. She was caught up at 32,000 feet up in the air. And I guess she wanted to be close to the God just in case she didn't make it home. But when she touched down, she was not declared dead until we touched down, because they do not declare people dead in the air. Yeah. And like I said, because you're going to have people say, oh, look at Jay Wilson being racist. But no, a lot of people that I saw were from South America. And we had a lot of Cuban people who were African descendant, or they were people of color. They were being um, transported for deportation. And don't get me wrong. Now, I've seen some white men go to jail too. But, but usually that's what happens. Oh yeah, Houston, sweetie. I've seen more people going to jail and flying. And again, they usually have a jacket over their handcuffs so people won't see, because they don't want people to know. They don't want people to be alarmed. And then, of course, they have to sit in a seat, and usually the airplane have to have 3 seats. So the law officer can sit by the window, and then there's a law officer on the aisle, and the fugitive is in the middle. Yep. No, I haven't seen that Naomi Campbell. Now, let me say who I had on a flight. And baby, when I tell you she was working on that whole flight, when I tell y'all I had Kathleen Ireland on my flight, and Kathleen Ireland was working her butt off. She sat at the bulkhead in first class. She sat at the bulkhead in first class. And all that woman did, she had an assistant next to her, and all they were doing were working. She didn't eat nothing. She got a sparkling water with lime, and that's all she had. And they were busy going over stuff and looking. She was working. Kathleen Ireland was working for that money. Now I saw her working, so I don't know what Naomi Campbell does. Campbell. I said Campbell. I don't know what Naomi Campbell does, but Kathleen Ireland was working her butt off at that bulkhead. So she sat at the window, her assistant sat at the aisle, and they all they did was work. And it was I was like, I was impressed. I was impressed. Flight attendants make really good money. At the beginning, you think you're gonna be broke forever, but usually in your third, fourth year, you see your money increase. And I know flight attendants who make 6 figures. Now, the thing is, the more you work, the more you get paid, but it ain't worth it. The airline, let me tell you something, transportation industry is crazy. So like some people are over the road truck drivers. The more you stay out, the more money you make. And it's the same way with flight attendants. The more you work, the more you make. The less you work, the less you make. And that's how it works. And so that's how the airline industry is. But you really make a good hourly wage the longer you stay in. But let me tell you who makes some good money too. Well, yeah, but sometimes it's over the top. Now let me say who makes some good money. But and I understand why they're striking. So a lot of the railway people are very upset with Joe Biden, because even though they have paid leave and sick leave, they still have no work-life balance. I don't know if y'all know, but train conductors and train engineers, they have no life. Okay? They have no life at all. They can go to sleep and then they be called out. These people make really, really good money, but they have no work-life balance at all. So a lot of people don't understand. You can get on-the-job training to be a conductor and an engineer. So you start off as you'll start off on the low end and you work your way up. But places like CSX, Union Pacific, there are a lot of train companies, and they are looking for people. They don't have enough people, and that's the problem right there, because they don't have enough people, but they are willing to train you. You will be all over the world. If you do drugs, you won't make it, because again, it's DOT regulated. Anything that's DOT regulated, they're gonna be piss testing you and doing hair follicles. But yeah. It comes a time in your life where you get tired of traveling. Like when I was a flight attendant, everything is based on seniority, and you can hold certain lines. My saving grace was I would drop all my trips, and then I would pick up trips that I liked. I would pick up trips that, were a long layover, but I would get time for. But once you get those trips, it'll be hard to drop. And you didn't make birthday parties. There was no such thing as holidays. I mean, people travel on holidays, so you would have to go. And so you get to a point where I saw people in the airline industry, they had beautiful homes, but they never spent time at their home. And if they had to get something fixed, they had to get it like right away. You know how sometimes these people don't show up, and so they would have to wait another week until they get that off. I mean, and they would really stick to their houses because they enjoyed their home because they were there so little, you know. So yeah, it's nice, but you don't really have that control over your destiny until you've been in the airline industry for a long period of time. And by the time you get that age, you be building stuff. Now, there are a few airline flight attendants that had great marriages. Their marriages were good, but some people didn't make it. There were a lot of people who died without partners. I had one flight attendant. She was the oldest flight attendant in Chicago. I never forget it. This was when I was a manager in Chicago. She was the oldest flight attendant as far as seniority. She had the number one seniority. She wasn't the oldest, but she had the number one seniority. She was number one. She could hold anything that she wanted out of Chicago, right? Child, her cat died, and that lady was toe up. She couldn't work the trip. And that's the only thing she had. She had a nephew, but he wasn't really close. And the cat was the closest thing this lady had, child. I was like, oh my God. She's given Delta her whole life. And so I had to talk to I had to talk to scheduling, and I said, look, this lady is number one in the system. And y'all may not think her cat was important, but this is the only thing that she has in Chicago, and I want you all to give her this time off and put somebody else in there. Hell, I said I would fly it for her if y'all can't find nobody, but she is not going to come in. She's number one in the system. She's never shown up late. She's always on her trip. The least you all could do is give her this time. Now, you all may not think her cat is important, but this woman is distraught, and they gave her that time off. Yeah, baby. Yeah, the airline industry, there are pros and cons. A lot of people get hooked on that free travel, and free travel is not what it's cracked up to be anymore because they oversell these flights and they overbook these flights, and baby, you could be knocked off of a lot of trips, or you're gonna have to fly into somewhere else to get to somewhere else. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't ever have to fly out of certain airports. Now, I've never flown into France. Believe it or not, I've never been to France as long as I've been a flight attendant. But I heard France is notorious for booting people off, you know, going back to the States, So it used to be that planes you could get on, and, but the nice thing is, so if I'm with Delta, we usually have agreements with places like JetBlue, American. I could fly Well, when I was a flight attendant and when I was working for Delta, you could fly UPS. So if UPS had a jump seat open, you could fly freight airlines to go anywhere. So we all had those articulation agreements in the airline industry. So if I couldn't make it on one flight, I could get on a UPS. As long as that jump seat was open, now on a jump seat, you cannot go to sleep, and you always have to stay awake on that jump seat. So because it's not a seat, you're occupying a flight attendant's seat, and if anything goes on safety wise, you have to be ready to open those doors just like any other flight attendant. So I never forget that. So that was a big thing, and I never forget that I had to fly JetBlue to New York out of Orlando because all the Delta flights were booked up. JetBlue, they were wonderful to Delta people. Now, Delta ain't always been nice to JetBlue, but JetBlue, they treated us like royalty on their flight. So kudos to JetBlue. Kudos to JetBlue. American Airlines, United, and I'm saying, when you fly other airlines, JetBlue has always been nice. When Continental was Continental, they were nice. You just got some people who just ain't 2 cent, and so yeah. So yeah. So we, the larger airlines are gonna have more agreements with a whole lot of other airlines. So, and I'm just giving you all this because a lot of people want to fly, and now let me say this too about flying. You got to be very careful when you fly. A lot of flight attendants come down with skin cancer, and a lot of people like, well, what do you mean? So a lot of pilots get skin cancer, and a lot of flight attendants get skin cancer because you're always up in the air and you're close to the sun at 32,000 feet above. So you're close to the sun. So a lot of pilots get skin cancer. The flight attendants are prone to it as well. So you got to be very careful with that. And I'm just throwing that out there because a lot of people don't understand that either. So there are some definitely pros and cons of flying. Very, very, a lot of pros and cons. If you're gonna fly to third world countries, baby, you're gonna have to take the malaria shots or the malaria pills, and you can't eat the food if it's not in designated areas. I told you I went to Africa. I went to Accra, Ghana. I never forget it. Long as we were at the restaurants, we were fine. We went to this pastor's house, and his house was nice. He lived in Achimoto, and his house was nice. But Achimoto was in the outskirts of Ghana, and it wasn't in the downtown proper area. Child, that goat and that food was good. Child, the next morning I thought that my whole inside out, baby, it felt like that everything I ate and then some. Ooh, I was sick as a dog, and I had forgotten that you do not eat because we think that, well, I didn't drink the water. I had a diet soda. Well, the people still cook the food in their water. So they don't have no Montezuma revenge in Africa. I don't know what they call it, but honey, if Montezuma is what they have in Mexico, it's deeper in Africa. That's all I'm gonna say, baby. I was towed up from the flow up, and Africa felt like South Hell. Now I'm from Florida. I'm from Florida, and I thought it was hot. But I went to Ghana and Nigeria, and I felt that I was in West Hell. It was so hot. I was like, oh my God, it's hot. And I'm telling you, that humidity is worse than it is in Houston. I was like, damn, it was hot. Ooh. And in them countries, like I went to Guyana, which is very close to the equator, you can't turn the air conditioner off. So you're going to freeze in that room because as soon as you turn the air conditioner off, you start getting condensation all up in your room and it get muggy in your room. So you got to keep the air conditioner on. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. So yeah. And airline overbooked and tried to bump me trying to get me back home to Germany. I told them I was being deployed and had to get back. Come on, Tampa girl. Ava girl. Jay Wilson, is Dovey on the cruise by herself? Ninja. I don't know. But one thing is Dovey said by hook or crook, she said, I'm gonna be on that cruise. So I don't know if Dovey's on that cruise by herself. I don't know what's going on, but Dovey said, I don't care. She said, I can do Dovication all by myself. She said, I can do it with people or I can do it without people. So yeah. But anyway, y'all, those are my experiences in the airline industry. It was fun. It was really fun, and I had a good time. I used to do a lot of the Caribbean, and I did a lot of Trinidad and Tobago. So we flew into Arima, and we used to stay in Arima sometimes, or we would stay downtown. But I used to do that Trinidad. We did the Trinidad trip on a 737-800. And it was, can you imagine doing a international trip in a 1 hour plane? but we used to make it work. Ninja, did you now? How do we know that Dover didn't have people going with her? We don't know that. Now, one thing is Dovey is not disclosed whether people were there or not. So we really don't know if she's there or not. But one thing we do know is that she's on a cruise ship and she does have a cabin. We do know that. But how did Dovey scam people if she's on the cruise? Now, if Dovey wasn't on the cruise, people would have been like, I don't know about this. But Dovey is, according to sources, on that cruise. So how are we calling Dovey a scammer and she's on the cruise? She gonna meet up with the people later. Now, Dovey, I ain't trying to be in your business. Look, I ain't trying to be in your business. But girl, you didn't get no reception. You ain't having no reception for the people. Anyway, I'm just asking. Maybe she just didn't want people to, know. Maybe she's trying to keep it real low key. Real low key. So I got you though, but she's trying to keep it low key. Empress says she's not alone. She's not alone. So again, I guess she got people at the Dovication. If Dover got 5 people at Dovication, hell, if Dover got 3 people at Dovication, it's Dovication. I mean, well, she's on. Hey, let me say this, Ninja. You can only invite people, and it's up to the people. People don't understand that people got to pay, and they gotta do a lot, and so Dolby can't make people pay their money. People gotta want to pay their money. And so if Dolby paid her money and people didn't, because you got to realize that I don't know how she did it Royal Caribbean, but how we did it is we didn't touch the money. We let Royal Caribbean handle the booking and everything. And so Royal Caribbean just lets us know how many people are booked and that's what we do. But you can't so say if we do juicycation and we know that we have a lot of people going, but say if 5 people show up, well, we didn't fraud the people because we are going on juicycation. But it depends on the people going on juicycation. And that's one reason why I didn't do this travel agent deal thing, because you gotta make sure people are paying on their money. You see what I'm saying? And everybody want to be the travel agent until somebody don't pay their money. And you got to be very careful with that. And so I'm like, I don't want that headache. I'm gonna let Royal Caribbean do the headache, because if somebody don't show up, it ain't none of my business. That's between Royal Caribbean. But when you become the third party, then you put yourself in the position of being responsible for people. And I'm not being responsible for grown people. Royal Caribbean been doing this for years. So I let Royal Caribbean have that headache. So if Carnival rather. So if Dolby went Royal Caribbean, and I'm sure Carnival and Royal Caribbean operate the same way, and if Dolby got 3 people who paid all their money, then that's Dovication. That's Dovication. And if somebody paid, so like people were talking about that $25 with Carnival, we don't get that $25. Carnival just uses that $25 to hold the room. And so you can continue to pay on your room. So we don't get $25. We don't get anything. We just telling people to show up and let's do this, right? Now, could we have charged people a fee and say, okay, and then go to Carnival? Yes, but we didn't. But if Dovey did that and people did show up, that ain't Dovey's fault. That ain't a scam. I bet the people are her family members. Dovey said she had to lay down because she was gibbery. Well, like I said, y'all, I am not trying. I mean, I know Dovey has done some things, but when it comes to these cruises, it's up to the individual. And this is why I said I'm gonna let Carnival do everything. It did a couple of things. It did a couple of things. Cruiser said no one showed up with Dovey. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Cruiser knows. But we didn't want to be seen as scam artists. With all of the scamming going on, I didn't want to be handling anybody's money. And this is why Royal Caribbean is doing everything. Then I didn't want to be responsible for folk because y'all know folk be getting real iffy. Now, we know how many people coming, but if you drop out, that's between you and Carnival. And I'm being real because I'm gonna enjoy my vacation. My job is to make sure when you get on that cruise that we have some things for you, that we have things planned, and that we meet together. My thing is to make sure that we eat at the same table at the same time. Those are some things because we're grouped together. And that's my biggest thing. So, yeah. So, look, now I don't know about Tracy because Tracy's doing her thing too. But let me say this, I didn't want to be handling nobody money because people sometimes I want my money back, honey. You going through Royal Caribbean? We didn't make no punches. People were swearing that I was collecting $25. Goodbye. I paid $25 for my room. So again, we doing what we got to do, but nobody handling nobody money. And when people show up, we're going to be ready to meet and greet them. We got some great gifts. We have some activities going on. I mean, and it's going to be great. So, yeah. What, Tracy? Tracy said he wasn't. Sorry, y'all. Tracy, you talking about me? Tracy, the girl said I was stealing money, honey, and the $25 was going to me. I'm like, Now, if Tracy is doing the same thing, Tracy knows that they want $25 to lock in that price. And then you pay on your room until your room is paid off. And I also told people that if you iffy with it, you better get insurance. Because if you get sick, then at least you can get your money back. But nobody had to. I don't play with people money like that. And Tracy is doing the same thing. So Tracy said, "I report." I guess this is when me and Tracy weren't getting along. Tracy reported you took $25, but you didn't. Child, okay. What's up, Castro? Yeah, I ain't got child. If I had $25, anyway, it is what it is. Castro, I see you singing, honey. Castro is singing. Now, Castro, are those original songs? Are those songs you writing? Honey, Castro singing, honey. He plays piano in the dark. Oh, just as I was. Okay. So Castro be having original songs and he be singing. He be singing. He be singing. Yes. Castro said, honey, I got my own songs. I don't need to be singing other folks' stuff. I got my own things. We see you. Okay, Castro, I believe you. They unique. They fit your personality. They unique. I just wanted to ask because I didn't know if they were yours or not. Honey, Castro is the regular Candy Burris over here, honey, writing songs. Okay? Lionel Richie, eat your heart out. Yes. Well, look, y'all, it's an hour and 30. I done gave y'all an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm getting ready to go on. I got to get this house ready because we doing an old nasty piece of cookout. So we're going to have a little cookout and we're going to do some tater salad and some beans, some barbecue beans and some chicken and some those sausages. And then, we're going to do burgers because we got the kids coming up. So we're going to do some burgers for the kids. We're going to have some cheese for the burgers. Okay. Tater salad, not potato salad, but tater salad. Yes. Tracy, what you doing for Memorial Day? Where your man taking you, girl? Where y'all going? Let me find out y'all going to the Cheesecake Factory. Or Papa Doc's. Not Papa Do's, but Papa Doc's. Come on, Cruiser. You know you welcome down here, Cruiser. You welcome down here. Teresa, you doing anything special? No, she may be doing something special. All right, not Redondo Beach. Come on now. That's where the rich people live. That's where they drive the fancy cars. Marina Del Rey, Redondo Beach. Okay, you want he a pilot? He a pilot, Tracy. She said she ain't gonna be on that midnight train. She said she gonna be on that midnight plane. I'm gonna be on the I thought that was plane, girl. That's phone. Oh, I'm sleepy. Girl, I thought that was a plane. Tracy, girl, I thought that was a plane, girl. It's a phone. Girl, I'm feeling like Bayless now, girl. I can't read. Girl, I'm 53 and just learning to read. Girl, I felt like I had a Bayless moment, girl. Tracy, girl, I thought that was plane. Girl, I'm like, he a pilot. No, it's phone. Girl, girl, I had a Bayless moment. Ooh, Jesus. Tracy was like, pilot. The Empress, that girl. Honey, I thought it was plane, girl. It's a phone. Girl, it's a phone. Lord Jesus. Mm. Okay. Oh, Tracy, he ain't in San Antonio. I thought you found old nasty piece of San Antonio. Ooh. Okay, I thought he was from San Antonio. Teresa, is he in Texas? Now, nobody can't dox Texas. Texas too big. That man could be in Odessa. He could be in Midland. He could be in El Paso. He could be in Dallas, Houston, College Station, Edinburgh, Kingsland, Kingsville, rather, Corpus Christi, Tyler, Hawkins, Marshall. Girl, he ain't in Texas. Teresa, I thought you done found a Texan. Teresa, okay. Okay. He ain't in Texas, Lord. Jesus. Oh, Lord, he in DC. Ooh, Jesus, Teresa. Okay. All right, Teresa. Tracy, you better be watching out, girl, because next thing you know, VS is gonna be with him, girl. Just make sure you keep it on wraps, because honey, see, like VS got a wrap on everything around the DMV, honey. Okay. Ooh, Tracy, don't say nothing, girl. Keep it all the wraps, girl, because next thing you know, VS gonna be with him, girl. You be like Kiki. I'm just saying. Well, DC, I mean, that's good, Tracy. He in DC. I mean, you can't be living in DC playing them games. You gotta have a little money to live in DC. So that's good, Tracy. That's good. You gotta have a little coin to live in DC. You can't be in DC playing with it. DC too expensive. You can't even get a townhome in DC for under $500,000. And I'm talking about a townhome about maybe 13, 1,400 square feet. Yeah, saying. But I thought you had a man at home. You got a man in DC. It's a little different then. Oh, he used to live in San Antonio. Okay. Okay. Okay, Tracy. Capricorn, I don't visit other people's pages. I don't know what he's doing. I don't have an issue with anybody. I really don't. So no, I don't have an issue with anybody. But I will say this, Capricorn, there are no friends on YouTube. And I said this long time ago. I said, Stump Down can love me today, and the next thing you know, I'll be corn hash to these people the next day. So if that is happening, it doesn't surprise me. But I keep it moving because I have no malice towards him or ill will, because we really haven't had a conversation. And yeah, so I don't know what's going on. I really don't. So that's my answer to you. No, I don't have a problem with anybody. Mm-mm. Okay. People are saying Dobie felt a lot of pressure to pull through with the vacation, or else the streets will drag her to the edge of the galaxy. Well, you can't worry about what people say. Well, I will say this. I'll say this. Had I not gotten the support for Juicycation, we wouldn't have done it, because I'm not going to do anything and not have the support of the people. And the people came through. I said, if we got 14 or 15 people, we'll do Juicycation. We got it. But when you say you're going to do these things, you got to do these things. I think where it hurt Dovey was when she was planning Dovication, and it was everywhere. And then the eviction came, and that didn't do any good. And so it caused a lot of confusion, even for the Airbnb. So, people took that, and but Dovey, all I can say is, if Dovey on that ship and she enjoying the ship and she got family members with her, then that's Dovication. At least she went, you know. Um, if you can't help who gonna come on the trip. If people don't come on the trip, they don't come on the trip. Okay, Barbara, you know more than I do. Well, look, you all, it has been real. Um, Dovey is on the ship, and long as Dovey, I mean, she'll take pictures, I guess, and stuff. I will say this for Juicycation. Um, I'm not going to be doing a lot of taping. I mean, I'll do some, but that's not my goal. My goal is to relax and enjoy. Somebody said eviction came. She was evicted. Ooh, that was so. Her and Shelly was going at it, and Shelly kept on calling her apartment XYZ. Yeah. And speaking of Shelly, is she okay? I haven't seen her in a while. I haven't seen Shelly in a while. Is she doing okay? I hope Shelly's doing all right. Tell Shelly I asked about her. I hadn't seen Shelly in a good minute, so hopefully she's doing okay. Hopefully she's doing okay. I heard King Payne gonna do a. You heard that, Tracy? I heard somebody told me that King Payne is gonna be doing a cruise. You know, he got all that popularity since Judge Joe Brown, not Joe Brown, but Judge Mathis. You know, so he got a lot of popularity with Judge Mathis. And they say that King Payne gonna be doing a cruise too. At the same time, Tracy, girl, the ship gonna be full of YouTube people. They say King Payne getting ready to do something at the same time. What's up? I hope so. Now that's what somebody told me. I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't get it from King Payne, but somebody told me that King Payne said he was gonna do a cruise at the same time too. It's about 1 million people here on the B sector. That's what I heard. Yeah, Tracy on our ship on the 29th. That's what I heard. And if that's the case, that's why y'all need to come on the juicycation. Come on now. Come on the juicycation, boo. But that's what I heard, Tracy. So, well, look, you all, it has been real. I'm getting ready to shut it on down, getting ready for this 3-day weekend. I hope you all enjoy your Memorial Day. So, you know, let's remember our fallen heroes, the people who fought for our country. And even though, like I said, you know, people fight for our freedom, so we can vote and we can not agree with everything the government does because people fight so we can have our freedom and we can get reparations and things and stuff. And so that, yeah. What's up, Rodney? Lord, Rodney is here. Hey, Rodney. Rodney, you must be keeping it real low profile. I ain't hearing nothing going on. So what's up, Rodney? One of our male Urshas. Well, look, y'all, I'm out. Peace and love, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.